Hey folks, what's up? Welcome back to another powerhouses video, and I know this one's a bit late in comparison to when we usually do these, but a few reasons. First of all, Runner has been really busy, right? And I think we still don't even have all the damage calcs for all the units yet. A few of them are out, right, or a decent amount, and so that was part of the reason why, I guess. But you know, we do have a solid understanding of most of these units now, at least. More so a lot of the more important mechanics, right, that were previously unknown to us, which are now more known, right? So I'd argue it's probably even better. But yeah, usually these are just supposedly for first impressions, but I guess in this case this would not be the case. But yeah, one is that, and two, just look at the screen, man. There's a lot of them. There's so many units. Oh my, there's 19, right? Just new units. So, yeah. Personally, I would argue, though I'm a bit biased, I think it's a bit understandable that it took a while for me to get to these. But anyways, all right, let's go over them then, right? So maybe should we do bottom up, top down? We're just going this random order that they're all laid out in. Let's just go bottom up. It's just easier to scroll, you know, like that, I guess. It's like climbing a skyscraper. All right, so okay, so of all these 19 units, we got new BP units, we got new, you know, mass affairs, we got poke affairs, we got new poke affairs 4 stars, right? Lodge units, a crazy variety thing, right? So a lot of different things. Of all these 19 units, who has the honor of being, in my personal opinion, oh shoot, I haven't done this in so long, I forgot about this. Yes! Alright, okay, so, who I personally think, well, I guess me and Runner, is the worst one of them all. It's this Olivia, man. Holy man. This unit triggers me to no end. Just looking at this kit, it makes me very upset that it exists. Well, not the existence of the sync pair, but like the kit, right? Like this one thing, all right. It's not the most egregious thing in the world, but it kind of sets me off a bit. Stats quo 2. First of all, it's not even like stats quo like 5 or 7 or like 9 or whatever. It's stats quo 2, so it's only a 30% chance of this triggering, right? And first of all, you know, not to even mention, you could have just gave it impervious, right? Like it's not that, like the rest of the kit is not that good to warrant you not to give it impervious, which it also fits the, you know, original Pokemon, right? So stats quo 2, a 30% chance of returning the user's lowered stats to normal, right, when its move is successful. But usually when we have stats quo, right, it's for like units that have moves that debuff its own stats, right? Like for example, you know, some like overheat or close combat or something, right? Draco Meteor, probably more useful in the close combat cases, generally, right? Like that's when you like see stats quo. Are there any self-debuffing moves on this unit? No, there's no self-debuffing moves on this unit, and in fact, this is a support. It's a support that buffs a lot of its own stats. It buffs its own defense, special defense, right? Like, what are you doing? When are you gonna use this? Right? Like, okay, the opponent's lowers your stats. Okay, you already have them buffed. They're not going to the negative, right? And like this is not importance. I guess the only one would be like speed, right? But like, okay, so what? So what if you stats quo trigger and you have your like -2 special attack? You know, it's back to like 0 now. It doesn't matter. It's not here doing it. Like it's like literally the only 3 important stats: speed, special defense, and physical defense. Again, physical defense, special defense. It already buffs itself, so it's going over the positive, right? You'd have to face some crazy, you know, physical and special defense debuffer on the other side to even ever like make use of this like, at all, right? And if there is an opponent where just it goes crazy debuffing your defensive stats, right? You would not use Carping. You'd have someone with Impervious, right? You'd have someone with Impervious, so they don't debuff them at all. So that would be like the only case you. And the only other case would be, okay, if the opponent debuffs your speed, right? So that's literally the only very, 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 very niche scenario where this would be remotely useful, and that's assuming you don't have anything else on your team to buff speed, because this thing is not very fast either, right? It has what, 224 speed. That's at 4-star, but at 5-star, 244 speed. Like you probably would want someone at least to help with the gauges, right? If not buffs, like, yeah, okay. That's the one part that just incredibly just, yeah, that. But the overall kit, I mean, it doesn't do too much either, right? It's a tank. It's a tank. That's all it does. Which is okay, fine, right? I mean, tanks are useful in gauntlets. You know, X regen, all protect. You have defense buffs. You have a 1-gauge smackdown, right? There's like first aid, dragon guard, specifically fighting dragon type stages where they use a lot of dragon type moves instead of a lot of other moves. Because like if you look at like even Latios, right, or Latios, like, you know, you have them using, they throw like stored power, icy wind, you know, Draco Meteor, whatever. I call it Draco Meteor's dragon, but like, yeah, like rock slide, whatever. Anyways, it's a tank, and again, tanks are fine, but you have to do something else outside of just tanking. You have to do like one other thing, right? Debuff, damage, status, maybe. It does have Flabbergast, but it's like Flabbergast 2, so it's not even like that good. Like, anyways, point being, I feel incredibly sorry for anyone who is waiting for an Olivia Carbink unit and have it turn out like this. This is very unfortunate. Very, very, very unfortunate. My condolences. Anyways, next up, no, I guess this Faulkner. This Faulkner, it kind of reminds me of like that Lodge Serena, right? Which is very good against Tapu Bulu, but like that's kind of like the only thing, right? This Faulkner, it's a tech unit, right? It's a tech unit that it has a few debuffs, right? Like as Defog, as Mudslap. Another thing that like is slightly annoying, Mudslap, but it has like Ripple Effect 3, or not even 3, 2, right? Like, this guy's not that good. Can't you just at least just give him like guaranteed AoE on this thing? Like, couldn't even get that. It's not like it's in like AoE, you know, nuker either. It's a single target like tech nuker, or like change that into like double drop Mudslap. Like, really? So yeah, again, Defog could be useful in certain cases, right? Got Overwhelm as debuffing, so you do have some debuffing stuff here, but again, it's very much like Fletchling. I think I'd even prefer Fletchling over this, honestly, right? Like, you know, I feel like, yeah. In most case scenarios, I'd prefer probably Fletchling over this unit, so yeah. That probably says something already. Next up, Valerie. I mean, just brace for it. Like, the bottom is just gonna be all these like 4-star BP. These 4-star BP units are pretty freaking disappointing, honestly. This Valerie is like, I don't know. It's a fairy type damage deal. That's all. Yeah, nothing special, nothing whatever. It's not even like a great one, and she's really slow, right? So it's like, could we at least, you know, if she doesn't do big damage, okay, that's fine, right? If you don't do big damage, can you at least be like good on gauges, or do something else maybe, right? If your damage isn't like anything crazy, can you maybe debuff a bit, help your team's gauges, right? Although, you know, there's that like, what, 30-40% chance of debuffing physical attack. I'll play rough. But yeah, she doesn't do too much. I guess like the only thing that's like kind of cool is like his Ironhead aggravation, and yeah, you got super effective up next on Sword Stance, so maybe you get like one super effective up AoE Stink Nuke, I guess. Yeah, this is not a great unit, unfortunately. Next up, let's see. Maybe Tina. Congratulations, there's one, you know, BP 4-star unit that wasn't, you know, with the others at the bottom here. But Tina has some things, right? Tina has like a lot of like these based on her using status, like status moves, right? You got Catalytic Infliction, right? Team Mind Bracing Infliction as well. Team Inflict and Heal, which are generally solid things, but like the only thing is like, okay, what's the infliction move? What's that one? It's Charm. It's Charm. That's the infliction move. So that's you know, yeah. But it's okay, right? You have move gauge refresh 9 on that, so that's something. Right? Even though her base speed is pretty low, right? 244, that's pretty bad, but you got move gauge refresh 9. I think there's also again the catalyzing or catalytic infliction. There's that too. She also has catalyst, so she definitely helps with that, right? And then she could build it up later on with like flame charge, right? Get some speed buff, so it won't be that bad. I don't feel like. She also has like burn, team sync regen, right? First aid for herself. Quick cure is always nice to have, right? Flabbergast if you really, dude. I swear, man. Like nowadays units, if they're like they're just out of ideas for like synchron nodes, they're just gonna slap like a Flabbergast 2 on something. And I feel like that's happening a lot nowadays. But yeah, her you know, it's still a max crit buffer, right? Attack, defense, all this stuff. It's only +1, but you know, just top some of those like +4 units up. That's pretty nice. And get again some speed defense. It's all right. And next up is the last 4-star BP unit over here, Barry. Barry's kit is actually not terrible. I mean, I think it's kind of neat. It's got a neat little kit here, right? It's a support. Paralyze the opponent, could heal with synthesis, right? Against paralyzed opponents, you buff your team's crit. You could trap the opponent, so trap plus paralysis, right? Which is, you know, it's a lot higher chance than Tina's Flabbergast too, which sometimes might just straight up not even happen if the opponent just has their physical attack debuff to like -6 and you just couldn't get it in like 3 hits. Natural Remedy is you know, always nice to have. You heal on every like opponent you hit that's paralyzed, right? You have Mass Healer, MP Refresh on Synthesis, Charging Infliction on Stun Sport, or Charging Infliction 2, in fact, Catalyst, right? Shocking Slowdown. You could argue between Barry and Tina, I feel. I feel like I like Barry a bit better, right? You get crit defense, +2 special attack, right? Just, it's a bit more reliable. I feel like it's a bit more reliable than Tina in comparison, but, you know, I guess Tina maybe could potentially be used in, you know, some more like effective niche situations. Anyways, we spent way too much time on those units, man. It's been like, it's not very much worth it. So, anyways, moving on. I had a bit of a disagreement with Runner here. Personally, I thought Registeel was a bit better. He said Regice was, you know, he likes Regice more. Well, I mean, he thinks Regice is better. I think Registeel is better. So to compromise, we're gonna put Regice higher because I don't know. I like Regice. That's the tiebreaker. The tiebreaker is me liking Regice. Even though I feel like I personally like Registeel's kit more, right? So yeah, I mean these units, Regice. You do have that hype up 9. Again, this is all theoreticals. Not a lot of people. There's like probably 2 people who's good at 3 out of 5 Regice. One of them on, you know, showed us one of those, right, on the channel. But yeah, I mean, it's a nice unit. Super effective. Having super effective up next is definitely really cool, right? It's not a very common thing, right, for supports to carry. So that's definitely very good. And just especially nowadays, more and more, I feel like modern damage dealers, more and more modern damage dealers are coming out with just straight up fully self-sufficiency on their attack, special attack, crit, all that stuff, right? So like I feel like having things like super effective up is a bit more valuable nowadays. And you know, it's not like you don't have anything here at all. If you're like super desperate, you have like hype up 9 over here with frost breath at least, right? So that's really cool. You get a full heal / full restore at 3 out of 5, plus an extra damage guard next, so that's really nice too. Obviously a pretty good special defensive tank, right? Vigilance built in, team toughen up, these are all nice things. Synchro healing, team sharp entry, again, theoretically. Cold snap 1, no. So yeah, you'd have that. For Registeel, it's just more, you know, I just feel like just these two, Regice, probably you're going to be using it more in like faster stages, and Registeel more in like longer stages, right? So this is definitely a unit that could just grind it out, right? It's a really nice tank, got all the potions, mini potions, but also has a lot of gauge stuff, right? So tanky, helps with gauges, that's yeah, easily great, you know, legendary gauntlet support, right? That's the main things you're looking for in a legendary gauntlet support, and he does all that stuff, right? So it's, yeah, like these two just really depends on the sort of stage that you're trying to take on. So yeah, anyways, moving on. Next, probably, oh shoot, oh I apologize. I forgot about our friend Lodge Leaf. Can't really blame you though. This unit is it's relatively forgettable, unfortunately. It's a metronome unit, although in comparison to like some other metronome units, at least like Metronome, Stoic, Acumen, and like Shifty Striker 4, like these have like an actual chance of happening in a battle. Stuff like this, which is just straight up like garbage, right? Yeah, I mean it's all right. It's Moonlight. You could heal a bit. Like the stats at 5 stars. I mean it's okay, right? It's slow, unfortunately. If I remember correctly, it does have, yep, synchro healing. Does give you attack and special attack. But again, I just feel like nowadays more and more this stuff is just, it's, yeah, like usually again, modern day damage dealers, rarely would you see them need more than like 2, right? So what else is there? Yeah, some random debuffs that are there, I guess, right? Charging infliction, that's nice, right? But that's kind of it, man. That's kind of it. Maybe if you say you like better Valerie, then sure, I guess. But yeah, yeah, I guess it's still support. You know what? I don't know. I feel like I like more than Valerie. Whatever. Moving on. It doesn't matter that much. Let's see. I guess Team Rocket guys. Petrol probably. I'd have it at the bottom. It has a bit of a unfortunate combination of things. This is the one with the support EX roll, and it's like a base striker. Of all the like combinations we have so far, I feel like striker support might be one of the lesser, I don't know. It depends, cause okay, I guess like base striker EX support isn't that bad. I would probably argue that the other way would be a bit worse, but again, it depends. That's just way too of a generalized statement, I guess. It just, you know, really depends. Cause like for example, like Blue, Champion Blue, that's base support and EX striker, right? But for him, it works very, very well. But anyways, I mean, all of them are good, right? Like, damn, you get like an extra EX support on your sync. But yeah, I mean, this unit, first of all, as a striker, not great, right? I mean, yeah, he does have good, like, base stats, though. Like, that's, like, you know, even if you take away support, because it doesn't really add to the offenses, right? Like, these are pretty good base stats, but again, it's just like Sludge Bomb, which is a relatively, it's a below average BP, you know, 3-gauge move, right? And you have what? Furious Brain and a Buffo freebie. No, that's the free move next. Oh no, the damage one is first thing. Yikes. Okay. So yeah, it's like this guy's piercing blows. That's so funny, man. Like piercing blows last word. Okay, one thing that I would say about Petrol that would be kind of funny is it is like a tank, like pseudo tank ish, right? Once you like EX roll it, and like as a person who actually takes hits as like the main tank, right? If you do run him as main tank, having like really good like offensive stats and then having last words is kind of funny. That will be very funny. I'm looking forward to that. He's a funny unit, but overall it's not that good, right? The stuff that he has, yeah. Yeah, Petrol, folks. Next up, I guess, is Archer, right? Archer and Houndoom. I was very disappointed because I saw Houndoom. I was like, oh, let's go, another Houndoom, because I think Houndoom's very cool. Unfortunately, the kit isn't like anything crazy. It is, I believe, the sprint unit, right? Sprint unit, 395 speed. That's good, right? The attack stats are pretty high. It just doesn't have any like real DPS moves, right? It's just it's more like you come in here and you like sync, right? It does have an innate sync nuke over here, thankfully, like tech innate, even though it's not like a tech, but it does have the EX roll at the tech, so its sync should be really nice. Let me check. I don't think we have runners calcs on it yet. Yeah, we don't, but just a really rough you know, calculation. It's pretty good, right? It's pretty good. So he does have that, right? You have the bite thing, right? Bite with you know, potentially pick up like just trip up, gobsmack on that, right? So like you get a decent amount of stuff on that bite. There's also flame charge as the other move, right? So you could, there's a chance of burn, chance of flinch, have chance of confusion, right? Oh, there's also aggravation up here as well, right, with the bite. So yeah, 6%. That's really nice, I feel. Yeah, team speed and evasion buff, right? So he's a neat little unit. He's a neat little unit. I like it. Yeah, it's not the best thing in the world, right? But it's funny. So, all right, moving on. Maybe Ariana. I'm not super sold on Ariana, but I mean, she's okay, right? She's a she has a EX strike roll with a base like tech, right? Which is probably the better combination, right? Base tech EX strike I feel like is better than base strike EX tech, especially, you know, since you do have the innate yeah, at least you for sure will have the innate multiplier for the tech, unless you're Kukui, I guess. But yeah, so this one's just based on the opponent's stats getting lowered. Yeah, Screech, which is nice, right? You also do have you know, a 1-gauge acid if you ever need that, right? With move gauge fresh 9. Again, it's kind of similar to Archer, right? In a way, right? Not too much you're getting out of like the DPS side, right? But you're getting a really nice nuke, and I just like her debuffs and stuff a bit more, right? So like if you pick up this, it's like -3 physical defense per turn, so like you'd be done in 2 turns, right? Or you could pick up like 2 fur, so you get, you know, you use it 3 times, but you get like free move next for like 3 turns. I mean, you could pick up both, but just more efficient, I guess. Then yeah, you could have super preparation for your relatively, you know, powerful sync there as well. And I do think Archer sync should be a bit higher, right? Well, I guess if you account for the the defense debuffs, maybe not. But yeah, I mean, it's nice, right? It's nice. You have you know, debuff offensive debuffs there as well, right? So yeah, on a roll, 9 with acid. Again, debuff both defenses if you need that. Because there's a bit of a mixture, I guess, for poison, although still more physical dominant. Attack, trap, you trap as well on top of having poison. So yeah, it's alright unit, right? And capping that off with, I guess, a Proton. Proton, his name's Proton. Alright, keep on mixing them up, man. Holy. So Proton, you got a few nice things going on for him, right? So he is a support with a tech EX roll over here. Here's the thing though, of all these you know, Team Rocket units, he's the one who has, like, because they all have EX rolls, he's the one that is the least useful, like, for the EX roll. But it's just the rest of the base kit is really nice, right? Again, you have stuff like Fuse Ray, a special defense buff for your team. You have Air Slash with where is it? Where's that? Oh, where is it, man? Holy, I can't find it. Oh, aggravation. Oh, there it is on the top. Air Slash aggravation, 60% chance flinch, right? On top of the fact that you get stuff like Mind Boggler, right? Which is, as long as they're flinched, pretty good chance, right? Debuff opponent special defense. Curative Confusion, right? If you have them confused as well with Confuse Ray. I guess Mind Boggler would also count for confusion, right? So like you got flinch, confuse. Again, you're pretty nice tank, right, over here, and especially, you know, special defensively, right? Again, these are really nice base special defense stats. And then you also have speed buffs, not a lot, but you know, you got some on the trainer move here at least, and then special move up next for your team, right? Again, I feel like just stuff like this is just more valuable nowadays for like modern day damage dealers, right? So like the relatively low base speed hopefully won't be as bad, especially with the Proton's plan here as well, right? So you so you get gauges both ways. You use a move, you get a gauge, you get hit by one, you get another gauge. Yep, all ramped up as well, right? If you do need to top up some unit, stop hitting yourself is funny sometimes. So yeah, team sync think, right? So you have some stuff, man. You have some stuff. If you need any, you know, physical defensive stuff, right? Hit and heal. Yeah, he's an alright, you know, he's pretty alright. It's just that, again, like the tech EX roll, you're just really getting the stats out of that. Like there's just not much of a sync nuke to be really aware of over here. So okay, so that's Proton, and I guess we're just going into the next section of units. I mean, there's still one more Team Rocket, but next one maybe Argenta. Personally, I ranked Argenta a bit higher, but it's a good unit, man. It's a good unit. It's a, yeah, like this is I feel like this is a legitimately like you know, obviously it's not like as good as like Champion Blue if you compare like supports, but like this is still right. Right, this is great support. You have, you know, max crit buffs, right? You have you know, defense, speed, very good physical defensive tank, by the way, right? Sword stance, which you could go ahead and stat share that for your team, which also gives you team physical boost as well, right? Also extra accuracy if you ever need that. You know, accuracy buffs are rare; they're rare, right? Yeah, I got a 1 gauge with Metal Claw over here that you could pick up stuff like Overwhelm and Defense Crush. This is probably 5. Oh no, it's 4 to 5. Okay, it's not that bad, I guess. Not great, but yeah, Overwhelm, Defense Crush over there as well that you have. Got yeah, Affliction freebie if you need that, right? Charging Infliction if you're worried about the gauges of your team. But again, I don't think it's that bad, right? Base speed, again, not that good, but you do have +4 speed for your team, right? 1 gauge, all that stuff. Yeah, Vigilance, First Aid, Quick Cure, Natural Remedy. That's the holy quaternity. Is that what it's called? Recuperation 2. By the way, Recuperation 2 is 40%, right? It's not just Recuperation 1. Like, it's big difference, right? It's only one number of a difference there, but it's double that. So it's big, man. It's big. So yeah, you also get some more physical boost over here. It just reminds me a bit of Palatine's Mallow and a bit of Acerola Tapu Bulu. Obviously minus, it's not as crazy, right? And minus the weather effect, all that stuff. But yeah, Team First Super Sync as well, right? Yeah, it has a lot of great things. Hidden Heal, Brawn Gain on your training move. It's only 1, but still, right? Yeah, it has a lot of physical move up next. And it's a hell of a tank, right? And it shouldn't be that bad on gauges. And gives you, some nice debuffs, super effective. I like this unit. I like this unit a lot. Moving on, Paulo. Paulo's pretty neat. Paulo, we have Accelerock back. There's a few things that kind of irk me about this unit too, but I mean, also, Argenta has max moves. Alright, so Paulo over here. It's a sprint unit, right? If I remember correctly, yeah, sprint / support over here. So that's nice if you do have the EX roll. Like, this guy he is a gauge machine, definitely a gauge machine. 463 speed is crazy, right? And a Accelerock obviously costs you no gauges, so yeah, that's really nice. It's a sprint unit, so I guess you should expect that, right? So yeah, there's you got sync move countdown as well, right? It's the B move. You only have one of these, I believe, right? Or wait, do you get it back, or is that only for a Accelerock? Where is it? Pause. Where's the one? Where's the regain on sync? Oh, there it is. Yeah, it's at the bottom. Yeah, it's just for quick moves, unfortunately. So, but there's that, right? You get sync move countdown every time you use it. You get the physical boost as well, right? So you could do that into your actual damage dealing move, which is Stone Edge up here. Again, really high physical attack. Yeah, Surging Sand. It's mostly sand multipliers, which is it's alright, I guess. But yeah, you also have again just a lot of sync move countdown stuff, right? After your max move as well, right? And you extend the Sandstorm, so that's pretty nice because you could just get Sandstorm from himself, right? With either of the max rock falls over here. You also get a team free move next when you use it, so that's really cool. And defense destroy, that's -2 physical defense. That's a big one here as well, right? So yeah, he's nice. He's definitely really good. Fast, could do some damage, right? Definitely sync move countdown. So next up, the one other variety unit, which is a Giovanni. This is kind of, I don't know why, but it kind of reminds me of a bit of, first of all, Singsu Giovanni. Well, I mean, I know why there, but and also the recent Rose kind of. But no, this is definitely a fun unit, right? So first of all, it, as you could probably tell, it has hit the gas 5, so there's that. Max out both your offensive stats instantly on entry, right? You get extra damage during Sandstorm. Not 100% sure how much it is, so just keep that in mind, I guess. Yeah, extends Sandstorm as well, right? And protects your entire team from Sandstorm, which is a nice little extra thing over there. So that's definitely cool. And you have Crushing Earthquake, right? Which is your B move. It's an AOE thing, right? Gives you Sandstorm, debuffs opponent's speed, right? And also has this, which I don't think they've met. So again, there's still a few things unknown about this unit, but like overall, so far it looks good. Oh, it's probably gonna be as much as brain power, right? If you were to guess, I don't know, but it's not 100% confirmed, right? But I would imagine it'd be something like that. Well, yeah, you have the crit thing, right? The super effective up next. As well. This is an ally, by the way, so you could pick, right? And then he is a field unit with a strike EX. So, you know, when you sync, you do get that ground zone with an extended, you know, extension over there. So that's definitely really, really nice to see. And yeah, give super effective up next, free move next, physical special move up next, right, as well in Sandstorm. So yeah, especially this free move next, that's going to be really, really nice if you're running him with other ground type units, because a lot of them are pretty bad with gauges. So that definitely helps. Super duper effective 5. It's 50%. It's only super effective, but you know, you got 3 different types here. So it's kind of a bit of a theme with Giovanni. I see, right? So yeah, that's neat. 2 for probably help with the gauges maybe as well, right? So yeah, you got a pretty solid nuke there as well. It's AoE. Right, and you also, again, should be setting the zone before the damage hits, I'm pretty sure, right? Yeah, this is just a, you know, there's a decent amount of things to deal with gauges, right? Even catalytic kick over here, and your surf also has, like, brain gain, so it's not even going to be, like, that bad, right? So, yeah, it's gonna be a fun unit, right? So, anyways, we don't have much left here, right? It's just I guess the big boys and girls over here. And starting off, let's go with Leaf. I'm a big fan of this unit. I think it's good. I think it's great. I think I think people were freaking out like way too much over the downsides. And yeah, like what's not to love, man? What's not to love? It's the debuffs are really fun when you get them going. Again, it's not without flaw, the debuff. If the opponents buff them early on, that could make your thing problematic. You might have to restart, unless it's a scripted stage, which then, yeah, okay, right? But, you know, that's, I guess, right, an issue. But otherwise, you know, you got a one click, you buff everything, train a move, and then you just, you know, leer them, which debuffs like 4 different stats, and you just start going ham, right? You just go at them. And she also sets and extends Sun, which is nice, right? Sync nuke, very powerful. Like you know, if you're like the best like fire type damage dealer, like that says a lot, man. Or at least top 2. I don't think it's top 2, man. I think she's the best overall, like all things considered, right? Yeah, because there's a lot of really good fire type damage dealers out there, man. There's a lot of really good fire type damage dealers, and again, she also gives you that extra support EX, right? In of itself, that's fantastic to have, and yeah, also the heals, right? Like you saw her tank with the EX roll, like that's. She's legit tank, legitimate tank, right? Like these are these are not a joke. These stats are not a joke defensively, right? And again, you have stuff like endurance, quick cure, potion with master healer on it, right? So yeah, it's a fun unit. Also, you debuff opponents like offenses, right? So like a great tank that could do some of the best fire type damage in the game. And debuff so many things. That's a massive W in my book, personally. All right, so yeah, that's Leaf. And next up, it's gonna be our friend Palmer. Palmer. Who would have thought, man? They gave us a normal zone unit, and they made it work. They made Regigigas work. How many Pokemon games where Regigigas, like, unironically, like, works very well? There's a few, right? But not that many. But over here, ladies and gentlemen, the fantastic stuff, man. Holy, this guy's good. First of all, like, he has like max strike, right? And like that's his weakest move. When your max move is like is probably your weakest move, that's just hilarious. So very funny unit. Its speed is not like terrible, right? But it's not like great either. But you know, it does have some gauge stuff like combo freebie over here, catalyst, right? There's like a move gauge fresh 2 and 4 for crush grip, I guess. So you know, you always have to watch out for that. But you know, otherwise, right? You got geez, like look, the G Giga Impact. It does take you 5 hits, right? But debuff opponent's defense by 6 and heal like half of your HP back is great. All right, 480 BP is a lot, folks. That is a lot, right? And it's a normal move, right? Cause like all the normal move, all the P move multipliers apply, right? Terrible word, but you know, like Fierce Brawn, right? That multiplier applies, right? And you also have where is it? Like this thing. After you have a sync buff, so you know that's like part of like the slow start thing. Oh, you know, Reggie, you guys gotta get slow start, but like the slow start over here is basically you get a sync buff, which I mean with modern day units, if you want, you could get sync after 1 turn, so that's like not even, and then you get physical move up next +3 every time like you attack, guaranteed. +3 physical move up next, Furious Brawn, normal zone, right? G Giga Impact. Come on. Come on, right? You get extra over here too, right? You get another 2 over here in your trainer move, right? You probably won't be attacking before you sync anyways, so like by the time, you know, if you like get 1 extra one like beforehand, you could potentially get what, +5 physical move up next with a sync buff in normal zone, G Giga Impact with a base 480, you know, power, and that also lowers as the opponent's defense lowered by 6. This is ridiculous, right? You can only use it once, but again, crush grip is crazy good too, right? Crazy high base power, right? It does become weaker, right? The lower the opponent's HP, but like, okay, the lower the opponent's HP means it's closer to getting taken out, so like, all right. It's not that big a deal, right? So yeah, like the normal zone, unironically very powerful. Great sync as well, right? You get oh yeah, you also get free move next after your max move, right? Sync freebie. So yeah, his sync again also really nice because he's normal type. You get that extra BP boost on your sync, right? And then on top of that, you have what Haymaker. You got 4, you know, sync move power up stuff. Right, so he is always going to be hitting off type. But for a unit that always hits off type, like he hits harder than so many like damage dealers on type, which is nuts. Like look at this dude, man. Yeah, crush grip at max BP. That's 2.4 million. How many sync nukes? Right, that his normal move again at max BP hits as hard as a sync nuke. How many sync nukes generally do you need to take out a unit anyways, right? So the first one, right, you take out what, 6% of its HP, and then like yeah, it's over, right? And then again, G Giga Impact, that's just again, it's only 1, but like oh my god, right? Right, it's like, yeah, it's not like there's no one to actually to run in normal zone either. You guys still got Hugh, right? Hugh now with normal zone with that head charge, as long as you don't get taken out. That's crazy. That is crazy. Again, if you want to count for the super effective thing, all right, divide these numbers by 2. Right, divide these numbers by 2. It's still stronger than some of the like the top, you know, damage dealers of some types, right? So. No, this is a great unit, right? But yeah, as for the last, all right, is blue finally gonna, you know, upstage his long rival over here? In my opinion, no. Doesn't mean he's terrible. Doesn't mean he's terrible, right? He is one of the best supports in the game. He's definitely one of the best supports in the game. Would you say he's the best support in the game overall? I mean, I'd still have to sit on that one for a bit, right? Because again, he hasn't been out for that long, right? So I'm not gonna say something like that right now. He's definitely the best special support in the game, right? Just because, like, if you want to go like best support in the game, like there's Champion Bede, there's Ace Arola, right? I don't know. At the moment, I feel like I like him more. I feel like I like him more at the moment, but again, it might just be recency bias. But we'll see. I mean, but anyways, who cares, right? That's another conversation for another day. But no, this unit is absolutely nuts, right? No gauge issues, 0 gauge issues, right? Max out your team speed in 2 moves, and you have free move next effect for like all your discharges, which actually hit relatively well if you have the EX Striker roll, right? You got obviously the rebuff, which all 3 of them do have, and you buff your team's like sync moves damage as well, which, you know, it's not a usual thing that happens in this game, right? Not a lot of units have that. And yeah, solid tank, right? Solid tank. You got, you know, special move up next, right? You have a 1 move +3 crit max special attack thing. Yeah, you got like one of the best healing moves in the game. Like, you got everything you want in a support, right? Like, usually when you're looking at a support, usually they take 2 out of 3 things, right, that they're good at. Unless you're Carpink Olivia, then you only have like 1. But that aside, you usually have like 2 out of 3 things that you're good at. You're either good for gauges, great tank, or you're a great, you know, offensive buffer, right? And he has 4 out of 3 things. Okay. I guess another one would be like debuffing, but which he also has some debuffing, right? It's not a lot, but you know, some debuffing status, all this stuff. But you know, those are like the 3 main ones, right? And he has all 3 of them. Clearly, excels at all of those, right? Great gauges, great healing, right? Great offensive buffs, and he also has like damage. He could do damage himself, right? And you know, some debuff, not a lot, but you know, just the paralysis, I guess there's that as well. And then you also have like rebuff, so like, no, unbelievable unit. Just for the sake of this video, unfortunately, this guy is very good, right? This guy is very good. Damn, he's great, man. Holy, yeah. How much do we really have to say about this unit? First of all, he has that AoE tech nuke, right? Which is like, you know, think around Deoxys's, right? About as powerful as Deoxys's. Deoxys, that's such a weird thing. It's very weird to pronounce that. Anyways, but yeah, 100% freeze. 100%, like yeah, that's like 100% freeze. 100% freeze. 100% freeze, man. Come on. Do we really? The rest of the kit, they're good, right? You know, one of the strongest damage deals in the game. All right, that's cool, right? You have what else? Bunch of non-stop special move up next gains. That's neat and all, right? That's nice. I like, yeah, that's not a bad thing. You get hail. You can set hail on your first sync. That's cool. Ice type rebuff. That's nice. And all. It's great things, right? You always crit. 100% freeze. 100% freeze. 100% freeze. It sounds cheap. It sounds like you're cheating. Like, that's, you know, take that away. Is that unit still that good? It's still an incredible unit, right? And, you know, still best damage in the game, all that stuff. And B, okay, it has it. It has it. What can you do? It has it. It has it. It just has it. It exists. It's on the kit. And it's broken. It's incredibly broken. All right. Yeah. Again, not a unit without downsides, but like, you know, come on, man. Come on. Amazing unit. Yeah. Anyways, that's really this one, I guess. Hope y'all enjoyed my guys. Think in the comments down below. Like, enjoy the videos, channel for some more Powerhouses content. Again, thanks to Runner for helping with this, even though he's a busy person, right? But yeah, good units. Bit of a big jump somewhere over here, right? Say after the first 4, there's a bit of a jump, and then after the next 3, there's a big jump, and then after like maybe the next 3, 4, 6, it's another jump. But yeah, a lot of units. Again, thank guys for your patience. Oh my god, it's 50 minutes, man. Dude, I swear, the video is like freaking 50 minutes, which sucks, unfortunately. But like, I probably spent like a solid like a 1/10 of this complaining about that stupid carping thing, man. I'm very upset by it. Anyways, if you guys can't tell already. All right, have fun, folks. I'll see you guys in the next one.